What's up, guys? So this is another episode of Unpopular Opinions, and this week is Tristan's pick.
And this time I'm going to shit on something you love, which is Spider-Man No Way Home. Basically, the premise is it's a weak film that relies on gimmicks and nostalgia to basically trick the audience into thinking it's brilliant when the plot itself is quite weak and overcrowded as well, to an unnecessary proportion. So when we was doing this, I said to you, I've got a load of notes that I want to write down, and then I can just go through it and just rant about how bad this thing was. And you went, try and do it by memory, and I went, I can't. I need to be able to.
There are so many notes.
I've got like 7 or 8 points on here that I need to like write off. So right, number 1, it's a cash cow that's milked for nostalgia to cover up the fact that the writing's terrible.
Bro, you're so wrong, man. You're so wrong.
We'll go with it.
So wrong.
Basically, if a film relies on its Easter eggs instead of using an actual gripping story, despite using legacy characters and having the original actors from box office smash hits, then it actually fails on a storytelling aspect. The story itself is not strong enough to cover up the fact that it needs all these other characters. And it doesn't use them properly. If you add in also the terrible, the big moments of the film, which is the random spell that Peter Parker wants that didn't, it wasn't used correctly because Peter Parker can't keep his fucking mouth shut. Aunt May's death, which had no emotional impact.
Oh, dude, no, you can fuck right
And Green Goblin, stabbing Toby, and then Tom Holland goes on a rampage and realises that he can't become the same man that Tobey Maguire was if he actually killed Green Goblin. Oh, what a great character moment for him. He really killed him.
Bro, what? No,
it was terrible.
No, dude, you're going too far.
One of my main points as well that I hated is I hate the new actors for the Spider-Man films. Tom Holland is meh. Zendaya and Ned just add nothing apart from random dialogue quips. You don't even know why they're friends. Seriously, they're all just hey Peter, how are you doing, man? This is all good. And it's wow, it's so cool that you're Spider-Man and we like Lego and stuff, but we don't actually seem to be friends.
Yeah, you don't complain about that in no way in a homecoming or shit.
Yeah, I'll get onto that. Right, the script doesn't use the old characters properly. They're basically used as a gimmick and nostalgia. It basically reintroduces them for 5 minutes at a time, right? And it's wow, the audience sees that they're here. How cool's this? It gives them a 2-minute battle scene, and then just locks them all in prison for half of it. Then they come out and they have a big boss battle at the end. But none of them actually grow or do anything. They're all just there, and they have no room to breathe, and they're all it makes the story overcrowded when you've got 3 new Spider-Men and 7 or 8 villains coming in. Try and get in Aunt May's death as well on top of that, and the impact doesn't hit because you actually need these characters to go through arcs, and none of them do. Well, apart from I'll give you Doc Ock and Andrew Maguire, right? And it gets praised because people love Spider-Man. That's it's literally it. If it was any other film, say a lesser Daredevil did this, right?
That'd be sick.
No, but I'm saying it uses all these villains, and it wouldn't have the same impact. People only watched it because of the names, right? It basically exploits the original trilogy rather than being good in its own right. Tell me I'm wrong, right?
You are so wrong. You are so wrong on every fucking level, fam.
It's true, right? Your basic premise is Spider-Man has his identity exposed, and he spends the first 5 minutes of the film holding hands while everyone's going, "Boo, you're a murderer," and then he gets people dock his house, and then has rocks thrown through his window, and then he hires in the Daredevil lawyer, and he goes, "Boom, I fixed it," and then they get rejected from college. That's it. No real fallout from him apparently murdering Mysterio.
Yeah, but
which could have been a good premise.
But
they cleared up in the first 10 minutes. I mean, that should have been your first half of the story there. Him actually struggling. And you love to use the word stakes, right? Yeah. That's his stakes. His whole identity and everyone he loves has been exposed. He's he should be in jail. And that doesn't happen because it's snap of the fingers. It's oops, we solved that problem. How great am I as a lawyer, right? And I'm not going to say I'm not shitting on the whole trilogy because Homecoming in itself was a good film, right? I think I put it in my notes. It's interesting. It's original.
No, I agree. Homecoming is banging.
Yeah, it's a great film.
I actually really like that one.
Tom Holland's actually good in this as well, by the way. The other two are still annoying. But like, it uses its like characters well, and they all have good motivations and are very strong in their own right, and the script's very good. Far From Home's a little bit of a botch job, a little bit messy.
I'll give you that one.
A bit untidy, and then the payoff of like Mysterio dying to then like coming back into the next film just seems kind of like rushed. You know, it's, I don't know. To me, it just feels very weak and very reliant on other factors.
Let's see those notes. Let's see. Okay, so what's number one? What's the fuck's number one?
Go. Use your opposable thumbs. Scroll up there. It's a cash cow, right? It's a fucking cash cow.
No, mate.
Right, go on. I'll argue back.
It's more than just a cash cow, man.
How?
It's a great fucking movie. It's such a good movie.
How is it not a cash cow? It's using Spider-Man and all the villains. It's just literally having the fact that you could introduce the villains and have the audience have a reaction to it.
No. Because there's a story there.
Right, go on.
Alright, so if they just used the two Spider-Men for like 5 minutes and they didn't actually have any arcs to portray, then okay, I'll agree with you it's a cash cow. But Andrew Garfield played a massive part, saving MJ, redeeming himself.
But did that actually add anything to the
film?
That
added so much to the film. So much to the film.
It's a moment that they can clip. That's it.
No. Because it redeems himself. It redeems himself for losing Gwen.
But I'm saying that whole part was unnecessary. She doesn't need to fall down.
It's not unnecessary.
It didn't really have an impact. It's like,
how did that not have an impact?
MJ dying in the Gwen Stacy dying in the original, his trilogy was like fantastic. That had an impact. Basically, replaying that moment with somebody that he's met for 5 minutes doesn't really have an impact. It's not saving somebody that's got an emotional connection to him.
It's himself from a different universe. Obviously, Tom Holland's girl. So it's like saving his girl.
It's like saving it, but it's just there for
No, it's not. It's
just there for their sake.
I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point on that.
Right. Well, that's one bit. Go.
Right, give me those notes. Give me those notes. I need to shit on all these notes. Alright, so the film relies on Easter eggs instead of a gripping story. The story is great.
It's not.
The story is great.
The story is the main part of why I don't like the film.
Despite using legacy characters and having the original characters and from box office smash hits, and it fails on story. You're wrong in that one, man. The story's great in it.
The story's not great. I can literally tell.
Great.
The moments where Tom Holland's meant to have his like growth, right? He doesn't.
Has so much growth in that whole entire film.
It's very misplaced.
He learned so many lessons.
It's what the script requires him to be.
No.
He's like, he doesn't really like become like sorry for his actions from the events of the second film.
He does.
He doesn't really try and protect anyone.
He does.
How?
He does.
I'm saying how? How does he do that?
Oh my god, he tries to protect so basically, he's like, he knows that he messed up.
Yeah.
And he knows this and he's trying to redeem it all.
But how does he go about doing that? In a way that feels like organic.
Alright, so number one, he doesn't just send them back straight away. He doesn't take the easy option because he has the box, doesn't he? And if he presses the box, he can send them all back easy peasy. But he doesn't do that because he knows that if he sends them back, they will die. So he has to try and change them and fix them. That's what a good hero does. He doesn't take the easy options. He takes the hard options.
He doesn't because he messes up the easy option at the beginning. He tries to be too clever and too cute with Doctor Strange in a spell that he shouldn't have made anyway.
But he knows he messed up. And he's trying to redeem himself. This is more of like a redemption story.
But it doesn't feel convincing. You know what I mean?
It does, man.
It feels like we've done this story, so we've got to try and rush a payoff that didn't really.
Dude, there's plenty.
They rushed it. The good parts were rushed. The parts that needed to be developed weren't developed as well as they should have been. Most Death didn't. I know he cries for a little bit, right?
No, man.
And maybe he goes into a little bit of an anger spiral. But he's back into snappy interactions with how we
not.
How do we shoot spider webs from each other? Or I hate Green Goblin because
no. Because he's sitting on top of the school building, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he has the box, but he doesn't press it yet. And then that's when Peter Parker, the two there, come and then actually convince him and talk to him.
But I'm saying
and sharing their experiences.
The bits the film does well is the three Spider-Men interact with each other. That's kind of cool.
I love that.
That's 20 years in the making. How is that not cool, right?
That's amazing.
And then the villains coming back was also cool.
Mate, William Dafoe.
But that's 5 minutes a piece. It's not even that. It's
I will agree with you, Lizard, but he was a bit of a naff character anyway.
Yeah, I'm saying they didn't get back some of the ones they should have got, and
I will agree, it does feel a bit overcrowded. but they
massively overcrowded. Massively overcrowded.
And also,
the villains don't redeem themselves in ways that needed to be.
No.
Apart from, I'll give Doc Ock. I'll give you Doc Ock.
Green Goblin as well. William Dafoe was amazing.
I'm saying his performance,
and he was just as good in that.
I'm saying the performances of like the characters they brought back were brilliant, but I'm saying that they didn't really add to the plot in a way that I felt was worthwhile.
I'm sorry, but Aunt May's death you have here is a pivotal moment in all of it.
Not really. I didn't feel anything when she died.
It's the biggest moment in that film.
But it's not though.
It is. It was the exact thing that Peter needed to push himself.
But he doesn't really push himself, does he?
He does, because he still could have taken the easy option out. But he doesn't, and he still fights. And then it was Aunt May that convinced him at the start to not send these people back to die, to help him. Because that's who you are. You're meant to be this hero. And he's always questioning himself.
But he's had a whole trilogy to learn stuff, and he doesn't. He still seems to revert back to the same terrible habits.
This feels like his origin story. This really does feel like his origin, because at the very end he does that thing like, everyone forget who I am.
No, it's like a reliance on the multiverse to basically explain away things that a normal script shouldn't be allowed to get away with. And I feel like it bends its own rules by having the multiverse as like the backdrop. And then having that basically means that they feel they can write whatever they need that's necessary to the plot to solve whatever problem was needed at the time.
You are completely wrong. You are completely...
Okay. Tell me how.
Alright, so the script doesn't use the old characters properly.
Yeah.
How dare you say that?
I feel like it does.
How dare you say that?
I feel like it doesn't. Electro is like slightly better.
No, Electro's 10 times better. 10 times
Andrew
better.
Garfield smashes it with his performance. I'm not knocking that, and I'm saying Doc Ock and Green Goblin are great, but like they didn't really add much to the plot.
Tobey Maguire was great.
He was okay.
No, bro.
It's just literally they interact for a little bit, and then it's like the gimmick of introducing them to the audience.
The cameos and gimmicks and Easter eggs, I'll give you Sandman, I'll give you Daredevil, because that was just an Easter egg gimmick.
It was terrible.
But the actual the main hitters, the two Spider-Mans, both had massive growth and also arcs.
I wouldn't say massive growth.
Which also massively impacts
Andrew Garfield's
on Tom Holland's
Zendaya
character.
saving wasn't needed. And like
wasn't needed?
Toby kind of comes back and says, I spent the last 20 years depressed because everything in my life fell apart. But he doesn't return better.
He does. He massively does, because
my main problem is with Tom Holland. Tom Holland's Peter Parker not really having a good growth.
Not having a good. He went through shit through this film, man. He went through everything.
Yeah, he came out a worse actor.
No, and he came out like a more complete Spider-Man.
Not really though, because I've actually got issues with his portrayal of Spider-Man just in general in all the films.
No, I think he's great.
I think he's too cool to be Spider-Man, and he doesn't
But so's Andrew Garfield, and you say he's great.
No, but at least he gets bullied to an extent. I'm not saying his portrayal of Peter Parker was brilliant. His portrayal of Spider-Man was at least convincing.
It exploits the original Sam Raimi films rather than being its.
It does. Oh, let's just bring back all the good parts. No. Let's bring back the good parts to a weak script.
No. This is Tom Holland's film.
It's not. He doesn't own the film.
He does own the film.
He's actually sidetracked by everyone else.
Character. He is the one
because
that goes
everyone at the end of the film is
growth.
going, Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man. No one really comments on Tom Holland, who's meant to be the main character of this trilogy.
No.
It doesn't work.
No. They make him the main character, and he is good, and also goes through hell.
He's not very good though, is he?
He is good, man.
No one came out
Spider-Man.
Thinking, I want another Tom Holland film.
Everyone will disagree with you on him being a bad Spider-Man.
Right, I'll make your own notes.
Well, mate, I'm just trying to debate you, man.
I was saying debate
I'm winning.
I think you've lost.
How have I lost?
Spider-Man is hollow as anything, and it relies on just gimmicks and nostalgia to trick an audience into thinking it's a good film with a strong story when it's not a strong story. There's good points to it. I'm not saying it's like a terrible film, but it's not like this. It wasn't film of the year or anything close.
Oh, dude.
I watched West Side Story that same week, and that was miles better. That had a way better story, way better characters.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
People from different backgrounds, man, coming together and having a good time. Spider-Man was just Spider-Man was just
Spider-Man.
Yeah, some stuff happens.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Everyone's meant to think it's great because we have all these cameos and stuff, which is cool.
No. They're more than just cameos. That's what I'm trying to say.
There's very limited growth.
There is more than just cameos. Every single Spider-Man had their own arc. Andrew Garfield had his own arc. Toby had his own arc. Tom Holland.
Very limited arcs.
Massive. Aunt May. Green Goblin.
Andrew Garfield, they bring him back, and the first thing he's doing is clean spiderwebs off the fucking.
Oh, because it's a bit of fun, a bit of fun. Because they're trying to find Peter.
But they're meant to be serious. They don't need to have breaks of laughter and levity every 2 seconds.
But when it's the actual.
But do you remember Tobey Maguire in the original films, right? He has moments of fun.
Yeah,
right?
there is moments.
Take
of
out
fun.
Spider-Man. In the first 2 films, he has moments of fun, but this time it's all like
no.
He's so different from how he was back then, and it just doesn't work.
Because he's an older, more mature Spider-Man.
I'm saying the quality of writing between the Sam Raimi trilogy and even the Andrew Garfield trilogy. And then compare it to fucking this film.
No Way Home smashes it out of the park, man.
It doesn't smash it
out of the park.
The writing's terrible.
The writing's good. This is actually the only good Marvel film in Phase 4. Don't take that away, fam.
But actually, I'm Phase 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, Phase 3. No, I think it's.
But it's the same. It's a very low bar, and this film does nothing different from all the other Marvel films that come out in the last 2-3 years.
No, it does everything different and everything better.
Yeah, not through its script itself, just through cameos and ripping off other films.
It doesn't, man. It doesn't. This is where you're wrong.
Anyway, I've won.
There's actually growth with all the characters.
Not very well, but.
What do you mean not?
Anyway.
If the Spider-Man shown up and was only 5 minutes in the last fight, then I'll agree with you. But the fact is that they played massive parts in the whole story.
Overrated.
I'm sorry, man.
Nah.
Alright, so what would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's terrible, because it's not.
Like
it's
the
just
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club ain't terrible. I'm just saying it's not as good as everyone thinks it is. It wasn't even crack my top 5 films of that year.
Oh my god.
It's just it was just there. And it's meant to be the big Christmas hit, and it's just
It was a hit. It made 1.9
billion.
Saying,
but it just didn't make much of an impact.
I'm sorry, man. I've never cheered more at a cinema than that film. There was so much cheering. Everyone was cheering. Everyone was getting up. Everyone was having. That is actually one of the best times I had.
Right, compare it to Top Gun Maverick, which did everything else better than what Spider-Man did.
Yeah, No Way
Home. And they tried to do exactly the same. It's not better.
No Way Home's a much better film.
What, than Maverick?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're massively wrong on that one.
I do love Maverick.
But I do love
Maverick. I do love Maverick.
No, you've dug your own grave. We'll save that for next time or something.
No, because I like Maverick. I'm not going to shit on Maverick.
No, well, wrap it up for the audience.
Alright, so I'll give it. No, I'm going to give it 10.
It's not a 10 though, is it?
I'm going to give it a 10, man. Okay.
You're very lenient with your 10s.
Yeah, because I just think it does a lot of things right. And it was one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had.
Okay, I could give you a cinematic experience.
Yeah. They the cinematic experience alone. It's very rare. But
I'm looking at it more analytically. I'm looking for
me too.
Different things I'm looking at.
I will agree with you.
You went in because everyone knows. You went into it thinking everyone has said, "Oh, it's nostalgia. You're going to love it because it does this and brings back other characters."
No,
right?
the thing is, you can have nostalgia
it wasn't good
in your
as a film in its own right.
No,
I'm saying
you can have nostalgia.
It's the reliance on things that are just very, and I keep using the word gimmicky, but it's a reliance on things that are unnecessary. It didn't need to have as many cameos as it did, and to have them as poorly placed as they were.
No, the thing is, you can have nostalgia in your films. That's good.
Yeah, I'm saying.
As long as you build a tight story around the nostalgia.
But it wasn't a tight story, right?
It was a good story.
It's like saying, don't drench it in nostalgia. Have a little bit placed appropriately. No, this film to me was just as soon as Daredevil appeared, I was like, oh, it's going to rely on. It's not going to resolve the problems from the second film, which it didn't really. And then Peter Parker still fucks up with the spell that he casts.
Yeah, but it's all
and
about
then the
his
rest
redemption.
of it is just a nostalgia
it's all about
trip.
His redemption, and then everything.
They trap the hero, the villains, and then they all let them escape in the end because Peter has this weird epiphany.
No. It's Aunt May teaching him
slightly better
to help him. That's the whole point.
But my main problems are around the middle of the film and then some of the ending. I just feel like the villains weren't. They just let them die and drown.
But Spider-Man would never let him die and drown.
Yeah, but he did.
He doesn't. He goes and saves them all, and sends them back. New people.
Forgetting one part or whatever, but anyway, go on.
Okay, so that was Tristan's pick for Unpopular Opinion, and my God, was it unpopular?
Yeah, with you. Think a lot more people would agree than you think.
I don't think.
Okay, well, it is what it is.
Alright, let's leave it to the comments. Who won this debate? Was it me? Or was it his unpopular opinion of?
It's called Unpopular Opinions. If you want a popular opinion, you could have gone for anything else. But
Alright, fair. Alright guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and tune in for next week. Unpopular Opinion, which will be my pick. So yeah, I don't know what
No, leave it there.
Leave it there, okay.
Sometimes we don't like to spoil it all.
Alright, fair. So tune in next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.